Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I want to share with you guys one of the most brutal queue sessions I've ever had. I was going to make a video today and I was like, okay, what game should I put in the video? Because last queue session, guys, we went like a couple wins and like 10 losses, and it was brutal. And I guess I wanted to share these games with you guys partially because losses do happen, variance happens. Sometimes you have a queue session, you go 10-0. Sometimes you have a queue session, you go 0-10. And I just want to tell you guys that that's okay. Happens to me, happens to every rank 1 player out there, and it's okay to take a brutal loss every now and then. So here's a queue session that didn't go our way at all. I'm actually gonna only put losses in this video because we just got destroyed. Went from like near 2,700, like top 10 on ladder from like, and then we dropped like 200 rating in a night. And I'm gonna try to go over these games and find any mistakes or any points of improvement that I can, because we can still learn from these losses, right? So if, right off the bat, we don't get a sap or we don't get a sheep on the Holy Paladin. This is bad. This is really bad. Ideally, we want a sap or a sheep on the pally, and we want to open up hard on their mage. Neither of those things happen right away, at least. Going in for the sap, instead we open with the blind. Feral opens me, pally trinket, and Bob's the mage human trinkets as well, and he's going for the sheep onto my healer. We would really like to stop the sheep on the healer. We do stop it with fear, and we're going on to the feral druid now, it looks like. And one thing I want to point out is if you're going onto the mage and you're getting trinket, then going onto the pally and then getting human trinket or bop, and then going onto the feral and getting wall, and going back on the mage and getting his other trinket, going on the pally, getting his wall and his other trinket. If you're swapping too many targets, you're never gonna kill one target, right? So you kind of want to pick 1 or 2 targets to mainly focus. You don't want to keep swapping between 3 potential kill targets. Now here, my rogue is on the pally, trying to solo the pally behind the pillar. I can't connect. Once again, probably not the best idea, right? My rogue should have either been on the mage who's off stun DR or the feral that's off stun DR, both of whom are very good targets. But I can't connect to the pally. He's getting pretty low, which is okay. I belf silence that sheep onto my priest, which is actually not bad at all. Mage is getting quite low. Pally's way over there, gets blood off silence. We do actually get the mage's cauterize in the block. So despite the terrible opener, despite not getting the sheep, despite my rogue kind of being on the paladin and me not being able to connect, we still do get cauterized and we still do get ice block, which is good. So like this game could have been going way worse. I still have my trinket available. I still have my ice block available. The full maim comes out onto my priest and he paints ups me. So defensively, good job by my priest. The full sheep comes out, trying to line of sight the best as I can to minimize damage taken. Do pop temp shield as well. Dragon's Breath though comes out onto the priest, and we're just looking right here, right? That's all we're looking at the CC. That temp shield tops him back off. The full kidney shot comes out on the pally, and in the full fear, mage gets very low. Like once again, guys, this is going very well so far, besides like a couple blunders in the opener. Full bubble sack comes out onto the mage, he pops temp shield as well. The hammer of justice now comes out onto my priest. Looks like I'm catching some heals, the massive visibility coming out as well, and everything is still looking fine. Have the ice block available for this next go, staying in this barrier for now. So my priest calls out to stay in barrier. You probably should be fine. We had no stop for that polymorph. Looks like it's okay though. Priest kind of gets out of it. Priest is kicked there. I'm getting pretty low. The bash comes out, and then I do go into my ice block. So this might have been a big mistake on my part here in this game. This might have been a turning point. We were up on pretty much every cooldown possible. Paladin uses his last sack on the mage, so we win next go. Next time we get stun DRs off. The mage is, or the feral stunned, the pally stunned, and the mage is about to be stunned. So there's pretty much triple stuns. I'm at 35% life, but I have 2 blinks and a displacement. I don't have temp, I don't have shield, I don't have invis, I don't have mass invis, but I do 2 blinks and a displacement. So if I blink away and just kite until my priest is out of CC and make sure that that polymorph doesn't go off so my priest doesn't have any follow-up CC, I might have been able to hold my block here even though I was pretty low HP. So me using my block here probably was a mistake. We get that triple fear out, and I'm still kind of just sitting the block, so terrible of me. I don't know why I'm sitting the block and my rogue just dies. So that was just bad all around. I don't know if I had to go into the block in the first place. Don't really get topped off for a while, and then I kind of just sit the block for a while. The incarnation has 4 seconds left. My rogue just gets stunned and then dies with the counter spell on the Sea-Doo. So it's pretty unfortunate there. Couple of misplays from all of us really, but that's one game that we could have played better, right? And these little things, once you're on like a 5, 6, 7, 8 losing streak, you're just like, come on, crap, man, what did we do wrong? But once you replay the game, you're like, oh, well, yeah, I probably shouldn't have sat that block. Or my rogue, if he rewatched this game, it was like, oh, I probably shouldn't have went on the paladin by himself behind a pillar. Or there maybe are some defensive cooldowns that we didn't use to perfection. And here, once again, guys, is another one of our losses. And just to emphasize, guys, losses happen to everyone. And I want to make a video really showing that. I lose all the time. I know I put a lot of wins in the YouTube because it's YouTube. But I do lose a lot, right? And these are the losses. So right away going for a Mass Invis, going for a Sheep onto the healer, Sheep off the ward, going for a Resheep onto the Priest. He uses Fade, and then I get Blood Elf Silenced into that Mind Control. I Trinket, and I'm going for a Sheep on him. Now get that full Sheep. We use a Blood Elf Silence to stop that Hex. Ton of damage coming out onto the Monk now. Problem here, this isn't too bad. So the full Sheep comes out on the Priest, the Sheep drops coming out on the Windwalker, and then the Kidney Fear comes out on the Enhance. I have a lot of cooldowns. I'm ready to pop, so this is totally fine here. What cooldowns are we going to get? Nothing. So we use triple Sheep. We used all of my offensive cooldowns, Arcane Power, Presence of Mind. We used my Rogue's offensive cooldowns. We used Trinkets. We didn't get Karma. We didn't get Trinkets. We used Blind as well. So we used every cooldown possible, and we got nothing in return. That's the problem. So we had triple CC. We had everything going for us, but we just didn't really force anything, which is a huge problem. What does this mean? This means maybe Monk's not the best kill target. If Monk can just sit the stuns with healing elixirs, then pour it away and he's fine, maybe he's not the target we should go on. Maybe Enhance is a little bit better of a target. Maybe Priest is better of a target. We would kind of have to play the game out and see. Once again, get the full Sheep, doing a little bit more damage to the Enhance now. We're stacking up a little bit for the Leg Sweep. Paralyze comes out on the Sea-Doo. I need to not stack as much as possible. I do get kicked on my Sheep attempt there. Kind of just kiting. I shouldn't die because I have Displacement. So double melee, I can just kite for a while. I mean, I can die, but if I kite well, I don't think I should die. Mind controlled me off the edge. A little unfortunate, but it's kind of hard to stop that sometimes. My Rogue's getting completely destroyed. My Rogue jumps as well. He steps back up, so beautiful jump and then step, but then he just dies anyway to the Fist of Fear. This is a team, guys, we are losing to over and over again. I honestly, I'm going to tell you, I don't know the best strategy, but that was not it. Going Windwalker Monk doesn't seem to be the best strat. He is a Blood Elf, so one of the reasons why we wanted to go Monk is because the Monk is Blood Elf instead of the Shaman being Orc. But I think we're going to have to change something up. It might even be as crazy as just like training the Priest, or as crazy as doing just Priest swaps and then running and surviving, but we can't just use all of our offensive cooldowns, you know, triple Sheep into the Blind, the Arcane Power, the missiles, like every offensive cooldown and not even get a Trinket. That's awful, right? We can't do that. So definitely, if we fought these guys again, we'd try something else, maybe training Priest or Shaman. And here to top off our brutal queue session, we are losing to pretty much all three of these teams the night that we were queuing. I think it was like 2 nights ago now. And this is one of the teams we lost to over and over. I think we beat them actually once or twice, which isn't terrible, but we lost a lot. And here's one of our losses. So right away, Sap comes out on the Shaman. Kidney comes out on the Druid. I'm not sure. Yeah, so we actually are going to open Druid, Mark of Illumina, every cooldown. He does skin at pretty much full HP, gets that bear form off, and survives. So we used everything in the opener. We got the triple fear using Mark of Illumina and Arcane Power and Presence of Mind. I blew everything and we got skin. That's a problem, right? That's a huge problem. It pretty much means we shouldn't be opening Druid because that was picture perfect with the triple fear, with the kidney, with the cross EC, the sap. Everything was perfect and we only got skin. That's just brutal. So note to self, don't open Shaman again. We bombed the, we cheap shot bombed the Shaman here. Warlock reflects actually. So what this Warlock does a lot, and he's pretty good at, is he reflects while casting fear. And then a lot of the time it baits me to counterspell into that, or at least makes me spell steal and counterspell to lock that fear. So good job by him. Now we're kind of just running back in the pillar. I like this. I think this is a you know, good job by us just to kind of play back. We don't need to push in right now. A lot of the times we can actually beat this team, surprisingly enough, on mana, so it's more about just surviving. I get very low, trying to line of sight both the Shaman and the Warlock a little bit, throwing out some Sheeps, kind of waiting until this next go. I am Ring of Frost. If we can get a nice ring here, it would be nice. Full blind comes out on to the Druid now, and doesn't look like I'm going to be able to follow. I try to get the Ring of Frost, but I do get stopped. So that was just bad communication. If my rogue said I can't sap, which I'm not in the voice comm, so I can't, you know, tell if he said that or not, but I should have went for that ring a little bit sooner. Either way, I might have been stopped. The Warlock's channel is really good at stopping that follow-up CC. But once again, we use blind, nothing in return. So like in these games, guys, we're just using cooldowns and really not getting much. You know, we're really not getting much, and it's just because these setups could be a little bit better. Okay, to be fair, these compositions are very difficult for us. We weren't playing complete trash, but these compositions are difficult for us, and since we weren't playing on point, a lot of these things just weren't going our way. Full kidney shot comes out onto the Druid. Now, Warlock's getting very low. He does use his port, and I can't really get that follow-up CC onto the Druid. So a lot of the time, the follow-up CC just isn't happening, whether it's the Polymorph or the Fear. But when our Rogue goes for the kidney shot, the Priest and I should be able to push up for either a Fear or a Sheep. If I can get the Sheep, that's great. If I can't, then that's okay too. Shaman gets very low there without any CC. Druid does pop skid on him, and that's pretty much the first cooldown we've gotten of the game. Very unfortunate. We are getting cleaved down here, and the Rogue just goes down. So, like, this was happening in all of our games. We were, like, using offensive cooldowns, not getting much. Using offensive cooldowns, not getting much. Over and over and over. And then we would just die to something that seems random, right? Like that other game against the Feral Druid just killed my Rogue in a couple seconds. Here, my Rogue just got cleaved down. And, you know, once you're losing 5, 6, 7, 8 games and then something like this happens, you're like, come on. But guys, look at this. I take losses all the time. I have Q sessions that go 0-10 sometimes. Not very often, but you know, it happens, right? It happens. And I want to really let you guys know that does happen. That is realistic. Sometimes people come on my stream and they're like, dude, I just got off a brutal Q session of like 5, 6 losses in a row. I'm like, dude, that's normal. Variance is normal. Losses are normal. Just learn from it. If you recorded your games, go back, maybe watch them, take a break, and then come back at it stronger like in a couple hours or the next day. It's totally fine. Losing is normal. Just wanted to let you guys know that. Hope you enjoyed the YouTube video of all losses. We'll go back to wins tomorrow, hopefully. And guys, thumbs video up if you liked it. Thumbs it down if you didn't. Talk to me in the comments below about if you liked this video or not. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.